Okay. Yeah, I'm
And
just here to go for a long.
welcome back to Talladega Super Speedway here today and the next gen, the Racers Elite Super Speedway Series. I am joined here by Mike tonight. Brandon not able to make it. Going to pull up the qualifying order here very quickly, and I'll do a very short rundown of points here in a minute. So first is Austin Norris, second Alan Carter, third Steve Blevins, fourth Barry Nelson, fifth Frank Chavez, sixth Kirby Wainscott, seventh Troy Thomas, eighth Terry Fennell, ninth Danny Jackson, 10th Brett Bray, 11th Aaron Marcus, 20th, 12th is Jack Kelly, 13th Truth Hope, 14th Chris Goxel, 15th Cody Benelli, 16th Jeffrey Goodpasture, 17th Andrew Teft, 18th is Mike Fudge, 19th Timothy Eisburn, 20th Trevor Feddick, and 21st is Steve Vest. Doing a little quick points rundown. Andrew Teft is leading the points right now, 205 or 2015, 2015 points is what that means. Sitting on top right now at the bottom, Jackson with 2003, Norris 14, 12, 10, 8, 7, 6. So points reset. These guys did make the playoffs, but what are you expecting to see here tonight, Mike?
Tonight, first off, I want to say thank you so much for having me here today. I'm very excited. Tonight, I'm expecting to see a lot of good side-by-side racing out of these 21 drivers here at Talladega. A lot of the stuff I have been seeing out of this series is a lot of really good side-by-side racing, and they're doing it on a super speedway, which is hard to keep a good momentum, staying side by side at this track. But these guys, they've got it down pat and they are able to keep it side by side. So that's what I'm looking forward to the most.
Yeah, it'll be interesting with these next gen cars. They're somewhat of a drafting car, not really. It just depends on where you want to push. But definitely side floors in these cars will be really, really big. Point up kind of some race info there just a little bit. 75% fuel, 4 tires, 94 laps. So I think 2 pit stops for these guys, and then they will be making it to the end. We're waiting on Aaron Marcus to grid, and I'll give them all a paint refresh once he grids. Don't want to do it too early, but he's not able to grid, so we'll do that right now. I'm going to give them one. So you'll see the paints will go gray and then pop in with their paint scheme. Bright blue from Truth right there. I actually like that. Favorite color is blue, but that is extremely bright. Almost like a chrome color there for a minute.
Absolutely. I actually really like that blue right there.
Yeah, that is. I know. Like I have a blue paint scheme, but that is like blue. And not think
Oh,
somebody can
yeah.
get theirs looking like that.
As a painter myself, it is possible, and it takes a lot of look, to make it look like that. But it is very possible. So it's pretty cool to see it actually in the works right there on that number 3 car.
Yeah, I 100% do not have the patience for that. But if I can't do it quickly, then I kind of give up on it. But I do appreciate very, very good looking paint schemes. Looks like we got a Western Kentucky paint scheme there. That's as it is Austin Norris. Pace car is getting ready to pull in here. Eyes or people to watch will be Andrew Teft. I look at Truth be up front, Troy to be up front. Those are the 3 guys that I would look to be up front here in this race.
Absolutely, I agree with 100%, especially with Andrew Teft. He's been very strong here at these super speedways, and so he's definitely the one to keep an eye on. And he's starting back in that 13th spot, if I'm not mistaken. So it'll be excited to see him come through up.
The pace car pulls in here now. Norris and Carter will lead them to green. Start is on the flag to begin. As the green flag is in the air, we are underway here at Talladega.
Good is something to keep in mind about these race cars. It does take just about a good lap and a half to get these race cars up to full song at just almost 200 miles per hour. As you see them now flying down the back straightaway for the very first time, that running side by side that I mentioned that I like to see out of this group.
Yeah, you'll see these guys basically being too wide for, I'd say, a majority of the race. You see the 196 of Nelson. He's going to jump all the way down to the bottom pretty quickly, almost in front of some other cars. I think they kind of moved him around just a little bit. You see that other chrome paint scheme there. I believe that may be Terry Fennell up in the high line. And Wayne Scott will try to get the lead here now. So these guys are not content riding behind each other early on in the race. Wayne Scott's going to try to lead this first lap, and it looks like he will. He's going to have Carter to his outside. Everybody's basically moved down to that bottom line. Marcus needs a caution because he did come on the grid. He had to roll out of pit road, though, so he is way off pace and out of the draft with these people.
Oh, yeah, you give them just about 6-7 laps, they will catch up to that lap down car. And that's one of the toughest things about super speedway racing is once you're out of the draft, you're just like a parachute at that point, and you're only topping at about 175, 180, while these guys are hitting almost 200.
Kind of looking at some different angles here from the cars. These guys are just going through the pack here right now. A little bit of momentum coming up to this high line. They've gained about 2 more cars from when I last looked at them. Bottom line is really, really spaced out. I don't think they're going to be shoving too hard this early on. There's really, let me turn my mic up a little bit. There's not really a benefit to it this early on. I think that, you can maybe get to the lead, but bumping with these cars, especially with this rack and pinion steering, is always, it is so fine when you have to bump because the steering's so fast that one little correction can result in you wrecking somebody or putting yourself into the inside or to the outside wall, inside or outside.
Yeah, 100%. And with this being a 94 lap race, we've still got a very, very long way to go in this race. So trying to push and everything at this point in time, you can push to the front, but after that, you're just going to fall back again because of how long we got.
Carter, he's going to go out front here. He's going to kind of just work both these grooves. Looks like he's not going to go down to the bottom, though, and block Wayne Scott. He was kind of tried to maybe get down a little bit closer to him and side draft him possibly there, it looks like. He's definitely not going to hold on to him like I thought he would. That will give Wayne Scott the lead. It seems like it's more arrow shove than anything else right now at the moment. Nobody's up on each other's bumper yet. Fastest speed so far. That's not right. Marcus, it says 266 miles an hour. That's not correct. Probably the actual real one, it says Goodpaster hit 212 on the track here. So these guys are definitely moving around this track.
212 around this speedway is an absolute crazy speed around here. So it doesn't surprise me that these guys are reaching those speeds.
Like Hoke is going to try to hop up and make a third line. He's going to try to bring Troy Thomas with him to go up there on the outside. And right now, it looks like it's somewhat working here. They're trying to get to the quarter panel of that 6 in front of them. They're not able to, so I think they're going to actually bail on that attempt there. Now they're going to try to get it going. Here they come with a big run on the outside now. That outside, or that inside line, or not inside, middle line might be checking up just a little bit, causing Troy to, the truth, to think, what if we just hop up in this high line? Maybe this will work for us.
Absolutely. That high line is the longest way around, but the benefit of that is it's also the one of the fastest. So they'll have that momentum coming down out of these corners because they're going from 3 stories high all the way down to a flat surface. And so they'll get a little bit more momentum than the other cars that are on the inside. So expected to see that top line, be able to pull towards the front here with the 2 cars up top.
Bottom line, though, it's kind of started to pull away just a little bit. You can see it's Wayne Scott, Nelson, and Norris all on that bottom, and they're just making a little bit of a gap at this moment to the guys in front of them. So we'll see if that holds, I think that, again, everybody is being so calm right now with the moves that they make. They just don't want to be too gutsy as we got a wreck in the back. Oh, it's Troy and Truth. Saw 2 blue cars, and I knew exactly who it was. That brings out a caution 7 laps in.
Yeah, that was definitely very unfortunate there for Troy and that number 3 car pushing that 55 machine of Truth.
Rear chase view here.
Yeah, as you see, the car in the middle actually came up the track,
Yeah,
and got into the side of the 3 and the 55 there.
I'd almost wonder, though, because Troy does come down and hit him a little bit if that upset the car. I don't. It's so hard to say who's at fault there, but surprisingly for that damage, I mean, they both have front end damage. I would actually see if it's they don't have a meatball flag. So I'd actually see if you can get most of that damage fixed with your optional because they can pull that front fender out. Yeah, I just don't think they'll be as good in the draft. That was the issue with them.
Yeah, absolutely. Depending on how much damage these crew guys can get fixed on those race cars. They may not be strong, being able to pull anybody, but they could probably definitely still stay behind and push.
We'll just have to see what they do here in a minute. If they, I believe we'll see everybody come down pit road, take fuel only. Don't think that we'll see. Well, you can take tires because it is unlimited tires. So, I don't know.
See,
We'll see.
we're only 8 laps into this, and if it was me and I see everybody coming down, I would do only fuel because tires really is not that important here per se. But definitely later on in the race, I will definitely want to take those forward tires.
Yeah, see, everybody's down now, so we'll see what they do at this moment. See if, yeah, I think Truth and Troy can get most of that damage fixed. I've saw cars with that damage. One thing that they had working for them is that they were already near the outside wall, so they didn't go very far to hit it when they did hit it. As well, that's how you give yourself more damage there. Truth, I think, got
And it does.
turned by somebody coming in.
Yep, as you see, Truth getting his car back facing the right direction there.
Oh, he misses.
There he goes.
I think he missed his pit stall there, I believe.
Yeah, I think that's possibly what happened there for sure. Looking at these pit stop times, it looks like everybody did just come in for just fuel.
Yeah, and we'll see Troy and Truth both sit in their pits for as long as possible. It takes them about a minute and a half to get around the track, I believe. No, actually, it was 2 minutes. They'll be able to get a lot of that damage fixed, and
Yeah,
hopefully, be competitive still.
absolutely. And it looks like here, the one who had the fastest time on pits in the pits is going to be Alan Carter in that number 37 with the 5.52-second pit stop for his fuel.
He was riding in the back of the pack a little bit, so he didn't have as much fuel burned as other people did. So we'll just have to see how the fuel works out later on. I think this will push them to about lap 42 to 45, somewhere around there. I think is what it would be. I'm just kind of guessing.
Uh, yeah, I believe that is just about that time where they will come look back for those pit stops because you can do just about a good 45 laps or something like that on one tank.
See, choose roll right here
But
now. will be Wayne Scott, Norris, Blevins, Chavez, Nelson, and Jackson. Your first 3 rows here right now. That is that's a Red Bull paint scheme. I saw that drinking in stores a couple of times. Got Red Bull and Monster both on track.
Absolutely. And if I had to choose, I would choose Nos.
Like I haven't had a soda or energy drink in. Let's see, what age do you enter high school? 15? No, 14? Yeah, you enter at 14. I hadn't had one haven't had one in 8 years. I'm 22 now, so it's been a long, long time since I've had something like that.
And keep it that way.
I don't even know what they taste like anymore at this point.
That's really awesome to hear. With that, Bryce. Keep it up.
Yeah, we'll bring up Red Bull in probably about 5 laps because this is not their first time in NASCAR.
No.
Yeah, the younger fans may not. When I say younger fans, that's weird saying that as a 22-year-old. May think that, oh, Red Bull's in NASCAR. No, they actually had 2 at one point, but we'll talk about that in a moment. Pace car is getting ready to pull off here. Wayne Scott and Norris leading your front row.
And here we go.
Enter the Geico restart zone here. Start finish line is not in the normal spot here at Talladega as it is other tracks. It is all the way down, basically the entrance of turn 1 as the green flag is in the air. We are back underway here now.
And it looks like our top 6 are quickly getting themselves back into order to run single file, which that can actually benefit them here. As they run single file, they could pull away from the ones that are running side by side.
Watch these guys go down the backstretch here. It'll be Wayne Scott. Blevins is all over Wayne Scott. Now, one thing these guys do have to look at is the temperature. I've saw some people blow up surprisingly. Surprisingly, I don't know how, but they've done it. It's just kind of getting maybe tunnel vision, not realizing your temps. But we'll probably see that later on in the race. That's when I start worrying about temperatures, is later on. I wouldn't worry about it too early on that, but we'll just see how it goes for him.
Yeah, absolutely. As these guys just wind down these laps, they're not really going to be pushing very much like they will be here in the closing 10 laps or so. So right now, their temperatures aren't going to be too big of a deal, but we'll definitely have to watch that later on as the laps start winding down.
To the 6 on the outside, that is Goodpaster. He is all alone, but he's actually making it work up there, surprisingly. I don't know how he's doing it, but he is. Hoke and Troy, looks like Truth is way worse than Troy's. That's for sure. So we're going to have to see if he can get more of that damage fixed, because if he can't, then that's going to be a interesting race for him. I don't know if he's got all of it fixed, but that does not look like a good front end. Truth looks fine. So we'll just have to see. Truth did spend over a minute in his pit stall getting his damage fixed, so he definitely did work on it for sure.
Yeah, he did. He did spend 1 minute 3 seconds in his pit stop, and what was the way he could do with that machine?
Wayne Scott is going to stay on the bottom. Goodpaster's got some people up there with him now. He's got Nelson. He's got the 37. Carter with him. He's got Teff. He's got some other people with him, so he's not alone up there in the high line. Sorry, he doesn't have Teff. Teff's on the very bottom of that. That bottom lane is definitely broke up. Now, this was actually a blessing in disguise here for Marcus, because where he didn't grid, he had to come off pit road, wasn't able to catch the pack going off. That really, really hurt him. Goodpaster's going to try to get the lead here. Getting a really good shove from Blevins the whole entire time, it looks like. It looks like he will, I think, as we go into one there with him. Kerry Fennell just ran the fastest lap, 49.91 in the draft here. You do see some guys just hanging in the back, just staying out of the mess, conserving their car for the end of the race.
Yeah, absolutely. That's definitely a really good move. I know for me, when I do these type of races, I usually hang out in the back, because if stuff's going to happen, I don't really want to be part of it. So I hang in the back, be conservative, find friends, because my friends will help me near the end.
Let's see what these guys can do. So Fennell, 49.91, 49.50 for a Bonelli. That was a suck-up lap there. He's catching somebody in front of him. He just shot out of a cannon. That has moved to that high line. I think they're starting to realize, hey, that high line might have something going for us here right now at the moment. Nelson's going to go up there too. Nelson's going to get a pretty good bump draft there also. Wayne Scott, he was looking to the outside. Wayne Scott going to try to take the lead back here. As Goodpaster's actually going to split him 3 wide. Now, where does this 50 go? As Wayne Scott's able to actually get down to the bottom. It's very, very lucky for him. Goodpaster trying to block Carter almost all the way up to the wall, blocking him, and he almost puts him in the wall.
He is pushing him, trying to get him to the front.
I don't know if he's pushing him or trying to wreck him, but he's going to hook him here in a minute if he's not too careful. I think, yeah, he backed off. Luckily, he was about to hook him. He was moving around a lot on that rear end, and I was getting very, very nervous for him.
Yeah, for the most part with these race cars versus what we're used to seeing, before we start driving these things, is you can push a lot better with these than you could the other generation car that we had. So the bumpers line up a little bit better, but they're so much more easier to turn around if you hit them just wrong in the corner panel.
We got Blevins trying to go for the lead here as that middle line has broken up. They have just fallen apart here. I don't know what's gone on with them, but they are just not doing what they need to do. They are struggling heavily. You see Goodpaster gonna try to go up high. That 14's weaving around. That's Danny Jackson. The pink and blue paint scheme there.
Oh yeah, as those 3 now move down to the inside lane there as they took over the top spot from Kirby, Wayne Scott, and that number 10 machine. And now they're just going to sit, run single file here as it looks like the 6 car of Jeffrey Goodpaster is getting a good push on the outside.
That 6 looks like he really wants to stay up in that high line. He's got Wayne Scott in front of him, though. Wayne Scott's, he's been hopping lanes. He has not been loyal to either lane. He just wants to get up there right now at the moment. Levin's going to try to get it shoved down there on the bottom. He's in front of Norris. But look at Wayne Scott just shot out of a cannon from Pastor. Wayne Scott will go back to the lead here, 19 laps in of 94. Goodpaster's not even letting go of him as they move down to the bottom either. He is shoving as hard as he can. Looks like Fennell will fall in line down there on the bottom. He's got Blevins down there with him too.
That was a really good push there by Goodpaster to get Wayne Scott back to that front.
Goodpaster, he is all over him. I'd be worried about temperatures, though, if I were him, and I think he may be backing off just a little bit because he's realized, hey, I might not have temps to do this at the moment. He's right back to it, though, so evidently he's got something. Norris looking to hop up. Sorry, Norris is looking to hop up in that high line in front of Blevins now.
Yeah, and now that we got Blevins at that 50 run, he's out front in that outside lane. As we got one up in the wall, hard contact, and that would be the number 30, or I'm sorry, the
37 of Alan Carter. It looks like he broke his toe link too.
Yep, that would be the 37 Alan Carter. He got that arrow loose going through the corner.
Yeah, I haven't saw that in a while. That's weird.
Yeah, definitely something that you don't see very often in these machines is that arrow loose. You know, at first I thought he did get into the somebody did tap him, but that definitely was not the case there.
Yeah, I'm gonna look here. I don't think he actually got touched at all. The 19's off of him. Yeah, that's just getting loose there from Carter. Now Carter will go, I think, at least one lap down because he was able to get the pit road, but he did have to pop his fast repair. So he was able to you know, stop all the bleeding pretty much. And that was odd to see there, if I had to say.
Oh, definitely. Like I say, it's very, very rare that we do see an arrow loose condition with this next gen race car. So seeing him wobble like that through the corner just definitely caught me by surprise.
The 41 of Aaron Marcus, though, he's up in that high line. He's going to try to get it done here. Nelson, though, not able to really give too much of a shove, but he's trying to work his way up here. Surely, but or how would I put that? I'm having a stroke over here. Slowly but surely. Yes, like good Lord, I couldn't say it correctly at all. Hanging out in the back looks like it's Vest and Bray. We've got Carter all the way back there, already one lap down. That second line is not going to be content staying where they are. It's going to be Blevins tries to hop out of line. I don't think that's going to work for him, though. He can get past here pretty quickly, it looks like.
Yeah, he will fall all the way back behind that number 3 of Troy Thomas.
Truth is trying to work his way up here, but I think Truth is just going to be really, really struggling with all that damage. I just don't think he's going to be able to really, not necessarily, like, when he's in line, I think he'll be fine, but when he's not in line, I don't think it's going to be a good idea. I don't think he's going to be able to lead a line here at all, but looks like we've got Teft is going to hop up into this third line. He's got some front-end damage also, but his looks like it's more from bumping, but he's not going to be able to get anything going, and Blevin's going to cut up in front of him instead.
Yeah, definitely having front-end damage. It definitely is a very hard thing here at these super speedways, as you see the 97 jump to that high side lane again to make it 3 wide. It's definitely hard to be the leader when you got front-end damage like that, and it gets frustrating for the driver behind you because you're trying to make them go, but they just can't go because of the damage.
Just have to see how it works out for him right now at the moment. Wayne Scott, good pasture and Fennel up front right now. That bottom line has a lot of cars on it at the moment, so they might have to work really, really hard in this higher line to get something going.
Absolutely, and you've got Jackson up there that leading that front or that top line with Norris giving him a decent push, and they're making a little bit of track position here on that outside, and if they can get themselves to where they're more solid in the line, that will definitely help them go much faster than that inside line.
14 is getting a shove. Norris trying to give him all that he's got. Right now, it's kind of stalled out a little bit. Looks like they gained in the corners and losing the straights more than anything else. They just don't have the straight speed that they need. Need to see what they can do.
Absolutely. As you see, the Norris get just a tad loose there in entry of turn 3. One of the secrets I'm about to share is in order for the draft in these cars to work, I don't know if you've ever experienced it, but if you're that third car, you want to be pushing the pusher. And normally that is against like everything that you learn about restrictor plate. But as long as that third car is pushing the second place, you will actually go faster than the second place just pushing.
I know that some people don't like it. I like to push just because I feel like I'm pretty good at that, but that is an unspoken rule. Don't push the pusher, but there's kind of some points it's like you got to do it. I mean, there's nothing you got to try it at this point. Jackson, like he's going to make it up to at least the third row here, maybe the second coming off this corner depending on how hard the push is here.
Oh, definitely. Norris is doing really good at pushing that Red Bull machine to the front. As you see, they're now up to that third position. And so that's really good push right there by 7. So that's somebody who I'm going to watch and pray that you're behind me, near the end of this race. Because he can push, and that makes it very clear.
At 14 and 7, really going at it. I would almost be a little bit worried, though, about getting air loose at least. But I feel like that was kind of a once in a race thing that's just not common to see at all. Looks like we've got the 14. We'll try to challenge for the lead here against the 10. I don't know if he's going to be able to do anything, though, with that.
Now, my question that I'm wondering is if the 7 can get Jackson completely in front, is Jackson going to jump down, or is he going to wait until the 7 is clear as well?
Looks like he's going to bring the 7 with him down to the bottom lane, so we're going to try to box in Wayne Scott, it looks like, here for just a minute. So Wayne Scott has nowhere to go. That will lead Blevins to his high line.
Yep, Blevins up top getting pushed by, it looks like the 97 is up there pushing Blevins to the front. Now, weren't we just saying about damage to Theft in the back?
About the front
just
end.
A few laps ago?
Yeah, Theft looks like he has a little bit of front end damage, just a tad. And I think he may be getting it from pushing people so hard. It's not dented in. It's more or less just kind of paint scrapes everywhere. So I don't think that he's got a lot of damage. It's just paint at this point.
Right. And take a look who is back behind Theft, as we see Truth and Troy, who was involved in that first caution. They're up there duking it out, trying to get into the top 10.
Jackson down at the bottom, Norris behind him. You've got Blevins. Wayne Scott's going to hop up in front of Blevins, though, try to take back the lead here, 30 laps in of 94. These guys are a little bit short of 1/3 of the way through the race. I think the pits will be coming up probably the next 10-ish laps at the moment.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be very interesting to see these cars dive down onto pit road. And will we see them take tires, or do you think they're just going to take fuel?
I think they're going to take tires. I don't think they're going to take... I think they're going to take fuel. I don't think they're going to take tires at this point. I just don't see a need for it at all.
Yeah, as you were saying that, I was just thinking to myself, I would probably just do right side tires, as I can get a full tank of fuel and get 2 tires at the same time. So I think that's what I would do.
I know some of these guys would like a caution to get more of their damage fixed. I think Truth would like a caution because I think right now he's shoving Theft as hard as he can, but I think that damage is really hurting him arrow-wise. He's just not able to give as good of a push as other people could. But that's just my opinion on that. Wayne Scott led a majority of this race, and he's continuing to lead here also, so he's doing a pretty good job here tonight.
Wayne Scott has definitely made his way up towards the front, and definitely one of the very dominant cars here today so far.
That top line is just falling apart here as the race goes on. They just don't have anything going right now at the moment.
Yeah, everything is starting to get spread out amongst the top eight there, it looks like. As I say that one, the eighth place does go up and try to get that outside line moving with those five other cars, but they're just not moving at the moment, and that's just allowing that inside lane to continue to pull away.
Yeah, they have gone backwards very, very quickly here. They are just not doing anything at all. If they try to work their way back down to the bottom here, because those three need to get down to the bottom. You see, Troy does it, Truth, and the 38 Kelly also has damage in that front end, so that probably doesn't help with him trying to lead that pack with that front end damage.
Something tells me with everybody lining up on that inside lane, I think they're starting to discuss pit stops. So they're probably just getting ready for that before they, so that they can get their green flag pit stops done, come back out and battle it out once again.
That is a possibility that's what they're doing, because yeah, everybody has moved down to the bottom. I would think it's early for a pit stop though. They may be trying to time it up though with their last one, where they don't have to spend a lot of time down pit road, or they don't want to make an extra pit stop possibly, or they could be just doing fuel saving. They're not far off the pace though from what they were running before, so I'm not completely sure what they're doing.
Yeah, I'm looking, everybody's running just about maybe like a half second to 3/4 of a second off of their fast times. So I think there might be a little bit of fuel saving definitely going on throughout this field at the moment.
Carter still needs caution so he can get caught up with this group. He actually needs caution so he can get the lucky dog. He is a lap down right now at the moment.
Yeah, definitely very unfortunate for that 37 early on, getting that arrow loose that we were talking about, smacking the outside wall. And yeah, he definitely went down a lap, unfortunate. And we just need that one caution for him to get back on the lead lap. And you never know what can happen from there.
That is true. We'll just have to see where they go. Only issue with Wayne Scott right now. Wayne Scott's going to be the odd man out on fuel. He's going to be burning way more fuel than everybody else behind him. They'll be actually able to save some running like this.
And it looks like the 37.
Looks like he'll be going
Is
another.
He gonna go 2 laps down?
Yeah, he'll go another lap down, which is not going to be good for him at all.
Yeah, definitely not good. He definitely needs to get down and not lose the pack this time. Yeah, I'm watching him, and he's still falling to the back of this pack, not trying to get in anybody's way. And he's going to pull down behind the 06 of Steve Vast here in the back, and we'll see if he can keep a hold of the pack this time and see what happens.
Carter finally able to get that slipstream, so that's what he needed here. Probably 4 to 5 laps away from pit stops. So we'll need to see how much fuel these guys have to take. That should get them, so it'll get them to about lap 70 to 80. So they might have to do it really, really short, pit stop here after they pit. And that's if we do not get another caution that changes everything here, which we could get that.
Oh yeah, I definitely anticipate I anticipate at least one more caution before this thing is over. But the way these guys race, like I said at the start, these guys are so well respected, around each other that it's not very often that they'll crash. But when they do, they definitely make sure, as you see them come down uh, onto the apron and start their green flag pit stops.
Looks like that's a little bit early though here from my estimates, but it looks like I was off. Call me Steve Hart with my fuel estimates here, but that's a lot of people that came down pit road. Only 7 cars stayed out, so they'll have to be clean in, clean out. Don't see any black flags getting in, so we'll just need to see if they have any black flags getting out of pit road. I don't.
That's definitely something that we had one car, the 37. He missed his pit box.
I don't think they'll have any black unless they speed on exit here. Now this second group should come this time by. See what they do now. As yep, they'll come down this time by also. It's a smart thing to do.
It looks like everybody has been able to make it down on into the pits without speeding, and so far they're all clear coming out. Let's see about this group of 7 that just came down. Let's see if they can make it clean out.
Everybody on here was basically 4 tires and fuel. Terry only took 2 tires and fuel, it looks like, because he had a 47-second pit stop. All over. The 17 is going to be rough getting out. That's Brett Bray. I don't think he's going to be able to keep touch with this pack here. Need to see where he blends out. Teft is way up there. Don't hear the second group coming behind him, but they're going to be showing up here any minute now. Looks like Teft will merge about mid-pack with him, if I had to guess. That puts them that they'll have to pit at least at lap 78, most likely.
Whoa, big trouble on the back straightaway. The 41 is around.
Marcus, he's going to... Oh, and the 6 has nowhere to go. I was seeing if...
that is the caution.
I was seeing if Marcus would save it. He didn't, and that breaks the left front toe link immediately on that car.
Big, huge contact there for the 41 and the 6. Not exactly sure what his intentions were there, but when you got guys coming at a full head of steam like that, it's best not to come up in front of them.
I'm going to say if he held his brake here, he probably would have actually been fine because he starts rolling again. Goodpaster just has nowhere to go. And what I think he was trying to do is, we saw this happen like 2 years ago at Talladega, or not 2 years ago, like a year ago at Talladega. Chastain did it when he broke up the pack. He's trying to get up there and break up those guys behind him so he doesn't get blown by, but just a little too aggressive with his move and just gets hit in the rear end and or not spun around, but just right back into the people coming off of pit road. So just innocent bystander there, which just sucks for him.
Yeah, absolutely. And it looks like the 6 of Jeffrey Goodpaster was given an EOL for his participation in that wreck.
Yeah, actually. I didn't think he was. I had to look at that. Kind of confused why he got an EOL there. I mean, he's coming off a pit road and the car's not holding their brakes, rolling down in front of him. So that's a questionable call from my point of view. I wouldn't have given him anything in there at all.
Yep. The 41, it looks like he was given an EOL as well.
I expect that with the 41 with getting a penalty. That was not a smart move at all. Yeah, we'll send a lot of people back down pit road, though. That was March or April of this year. Yeah, okay, Rob, I know where Robbie's talking about now. People pulling off a pit road, though. Tef rolling off. Not rolling off. He's got the lead. I would have came down and topped off. Nelson got a black flag for entering the close. No. Passing under yellow possibly here?
Yeah, that's a very good possibility because I'm seeing Truth Hoke in that number 55 as well with the black flag.
Yeah, that's the only thing I can guess. That he's got it for. That's a little bit kind of weird, though, to see, to be honest with you. See, Hoke, he's getting a lot of his damage fixed. He needed to get his damage fixed because that front end was still damaged some. He's still got some on the right side. They pulled most of the fender out. He's got some splitter damage, though, that he needs to get that repaired. And you can get a lot of damage fixed here. He'll probably pull off very soon, though, because of everything, coming up behind him.
And I just want to show that the 55 and the 196, they did have their black flag cleared.
I was going to say, I didn't see that, but it must have been a passing under yellow when I think probably the 41 couldn't get caught up, and all these other guys that had damage couldn't get caught up there, most likely.
Yeah.
The lights have gone off on the pace car here. Here it will be Wayne Scott and Teft, your front row. Biggest mover this race is Andrew Teft. He's up 16. Benelli is up 11 at this point. So again, another pit stop probably around lap 70-ish if I had to guess, most likely.
Yep, these guys will definitely have to make one more pit stop as they're getting ready to go green flag racing.
Teft waiting for the green flag as he will launch first. See if Wayne Scott's able to get to the bottom. Looks like he will not be able to. That's going to stop him from making a move down there. Benelli will be coming up behind, trying to give him a shove. That bottom lane did not get going behind Blevins at all. Wayne Scott is able to go down to the bottom behind Jackson. Third car in line now is Wayne Scott. The 19 of Benelli is up high. He's got the 17 of Bray coming with him. 14 of Jackson's all over Teft. He's moving around a lot, too. He's got to be careful with that. You not want to hook a driver on accident, but that might happen here.
Yep, just definitely got to be careful with that, as we got that outside lane of Benelli getting a good push there. Just definitely got to be careful of hooking a driver, because that could be disastrous not only for them, but for the rest of this field as well.
So that 19 getting a pretty good run there. A pretty big shove. See what he can do. He's going to try to take the lead here, and I think he will score it out in front of Teft here coming down the tri-oval. Just wonder if he's able to hold it, though. I don't think he will be able to. Jackson all over him, shoving him as hard as he can. Benelli and Bray now working that high line. Norris is up there with him, too, as Bray's going to go down to the bottom. I don't think Benelli is going to be able to jump down there and try to block him there, though. And that will bring Norris with the 17 of Bray also. A lot of movement going on here around Fennel. I see him flip-flopping spots right now. Benelli's trying to get a shove here from Nelson, but doesn't look like he's getting much right now at the moment. Bray's going to still continue to lead that bottom line. Got the 7.
That outside line. Oh, go ahead.
He's got the 7 with him on the bottom, which you talked about it earlier. You liked how the 7 was pushing.
Oh, yeah, for sure. The 97 is definitely one of the greatest pushers so far. And that outside lane definitely needs to get a little bit more organized to get more momentum.
See what that 19 does. That 19's trying to get something going, but he is just sliding backwards here as we're looking at Norris. Second car in line. Teft isn't close enough for him to do anything, so Teft will have to wait until he gets a shove here from the 14. Then he can maybe think about moving up. I don't think he'd make that move here. The 19's going to be shucked out here, so he's going to have to catch the back of that line. I think Alan Carter, he will have he's got 1 lap back. No, sorry, he's actually still 2 laps down. So it looks like he didn't get the lucky dog. I don't know if he was involved in that wreck just a little bit or what, but he did not get it, which is not good for him. Gonna have to hope for more cautions here in this race, as we are past the halfway point now in this race, lap 48, coming to 49.
I just want to make note that Goodpaster has put his race car up on the hauler, so he will be done for the day in that number 6 machine.
Yeah, he hit pretty hard on Marcus when Marcus was rolling back down the track. Yeah, don't even try that middle line right now. They are not doing anything at all. They are just completely falling back right now at the moment. Bray's just going to continue to lead this bottom line as they've just gained more people as it's went on. See Nelson there in the very, very back of that picture, running up there. Benelli, he's gone all the way to the back of this outside line. He doesn't really have a way in on the bottom line either, so he's going to have to just hope that outside line stays somewhat, near the front. He doesn't want to fall all the way to the back, if I had to guess. the 707. He's been quiet. That's Chris Goxel. He's not said much. He's not been really a main factor tonight. He's just been kind of riding on this bottom line, just staying there. He's not hard to spot with that neon green paint scheme. As looks like we got the outside line working now. Teft is coming with Nelson. He's up to second right now, trying to take the lead here from Bray. Can he get it, though, is the question. I'm not completely sure if he will be able to. The 38's moving around a lot here. Coming off of 4. Teft will try to take the lead from Bray. Bray getting a shove from Norris, though. Gonna fight back on the tri-oval. Teft still going to be deadlocked with him right now. Nelson not able to get to Teft's bumper to give him a shove. Norris is able to get to the 17 now, so it's just going to keep him basically matched up with him. I don't think he's going to be able to do much, as Teft will actually hop down to the bottom as soon as he's clear. He's going to leave Nelson up there to try to lead that high line. Don't know if Nelson's going to be able to power around, though, on that outside line. 196 and the 50 behind him. The 38 and the 97. That now puts Teft as the biggest mover. He is up 16 at the moment. Two lines
There's
right.
definitely. Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, we got 2 lines right now. Nelson just leading the high one. Teft leading the bottom one. It looks like Nelson's falling back here, so that car may not be too good at shoving here this race.
Yeah, that last time coming out of turn 2, I was just watching and inspecting, and out of turn 2, there was a lot of movement last time by in both lanes, and I was kind of like tensed up for a moment, wondering what was going to happen. But luckily, they all settled themselves back into single file formation. And
Nelson, he is just not good leading that outside line. He is just struggling so hard. I don't know if it's... I wouldn't say it's the car, because everybody's car is the exact same. So it may just be that he doesn't have the help that we think he does from behind when he gets up there. But everybody's down to the bottom line. I don't think they'd be coming down pit road. That seems like it'd be a little bit too early to come down pit road right now. So I'll probably see him about next 7 laps, somewhere around there. And they need to come down pit road. Norris still riding in 30. See Jackson behind him. Not doing much.
Yeah, that outside lane is just not able to keep that momentum, as Bray gives Teft up front a really good push to pull away from the 7 just a little bit, but not able to get too far.
If I were these guys on this outside line, I would try to get down to the bottom as quick as I can. I just don't see them benefiting from running higher at the moment. They're bleeding positions, and they could be saving fuel riding in that bottom line too. They got to keep that in mind, but they're not doing that right now, which is, I think, is hurting them a lot because of that.
Yeah, definitely. We still, like I said, or like you said earlier, we still have at least 1 more pit stop left for these guys, and the less fuel that they use here on track will mean less time they spend on pit road.
So yeah, it looks like that top line has basically now gone to the bottom. We got Troy and Truth up in the high line right now, and they're getting a little bit of action. They're coming behind them. They're getting some cars to join up with them. I don't know if they'll decide to go back up there again, try to make it work on their own. Maybe that 196 was just hampering them that much, because they're making a run here now. You can see them charging up on that outside line, so they are definitely gaining some positions here. Maybe they just needed somebody else to lead it instead of the 196. Because Troy's making some ground up. Looks like the front six, though, have kind of made a little bit of a gap. The car behind, you see Troy now. Truth giving him a shove. Truth had that front nose caved in earlier, and looks like he's got a lot of that damage fixed now, so he's able to actually shove and got a lot more power as Wayne Scott's going to jump up into that high line. See what he can do. That's another car that'll help him.
Absolutely. Wayne Scott's definitely been one of the best guys out front most of the day, as the 51 of Blevins jumps out in front of him to get more cars in that outside lane. So it's definitely going to be interesting to see what Wayne Scott can do here and possibly get Blevins up to the front on that, as he was looking to go 3 wide, but decides better of it and just stays back right behind Blevins in that 51 machine.
See if Blevins is a good leader here on this outside line. I'm not completely sure if he is. We'll just have to find out. Like they're making some more time up there, so they're not doing too bad having him lead that line. Kind of stalled out a little bit, though. Taft continuing to lead, coming to 35 to go in the race. So getting near their final pit stop at the moment. '51 still trying to make some moves up here. Wayne Scott doesn't look like he's up on the bumper of him like he needs to be, so he's not giving him a good enough of a shove to get him up there.
Yeah, we've seen Wayne Scott out front so much that we know that he can definitely pull people around, but we're just now seeing what he's got as a pusher.
That 14 looks like I think he thought about it for just a second there, but he decided against it. Sorry, that 14, I mean, not the 41. But everybody's kind of split now. There's not a dominant lane. Wayne Scott's giving the 51 a good shove, but he needs Troy to come with him. Because Troy's that third pusher. Even if you don't push the guy in front of you, being the third car, the arrows just, the benefit is huge. It's like he just doesn't have that help.
What definitely one of the things that I find very helpful, if you watched Wayne Scott on that outside pushing the 51 of Blevins on the front on the straightaway, he's glued to his bumper and then gets off of him into the corners, which actually makes a huge difference, especially if the guys you're racing are doing it the total opposite direction. So if they're pushing it in the corner, you have definitely more momentum on that straightaway all around. So
I think Wayne Scott got a little bit too hot there, so he had to bail out instead. So we'll have to see what he does now, because they were up there about second car in line, and looks like Wayne Scott got really, really warm because he went really high in 3 and 4, and I think he's about to blow up, so that's why he did that.
Yeah, that's definitely possible. I mean, we're getting down to that point in time where we're going to start seeing them tighten it up just a little bit more than what we were seeing at the beginning of this race. So those temperatures will start to climb here, and it's going to be all about managing it. But you don't want to fly too high above, the guy in front of you, because that will just slow you guys down more in the end.
But I expect pit stops somewhat soon, but they could go a little bit longer than what I think they could. I mean, just a little bit, not by a lot.
And Blevins has made his way side by side with Bray there in that number 17 machine. They're trying to sneak up on the leader there, and every lap they're getting an inch closer, a foot closer each time.
Blevins just really needs some shoving behind from Wayne Scott. Wayne Scott wasn't able to do it, and you can see him lose all that ground that they gained down the backstretch because of that. So I think
absolutely.
You got to time it perfectly, and it just looks like that isn't what's being done right now at the moment. They're really struggling because of that.
Yeah, timing is absolutely 100% everything when it comes to drafting, and that outside lane just totally got I don't discombobulated or whatever in the trioval there. Really broken up in there, and that's going to cost him much more time as he slips back all the way back to Frank Chavez in that number 13 Monster Energy machine.
You can see Teft in that high line. Sorry, not high line. In the bottom line, Blevins in the high one. He is just falling back just a lot right now. But he's getting a little bit of a run here from Wayne Scott, so Wayne Scott's trying to make it back up to him. Looks like here. I don't think he's going to be able to make up the space that he needs to, though.
I'm watching back here in the back with Barry Nelson in that 196 machine. He was looking to possibly start making it 3 wide to get that outside lane moving, but nobody went with him, and he just tucked back behind the cars in front of him.
That bottom line is where I think that's where you want to be right now, just so you can be the same on fuel. Need to see where they go.
Absolutely, and it looks like we got the 3 car of Thomas making a run on the outside, and the 55 is going to follow him up as well. And now it looks like the 51 is going to continue to drop back in that middle lane with no help.
I think you realize that the 51's probably not the car that they need to be around. He's just not. He just doesn't have the speed. He kept getting up there, then he would stall out. So it looks like they're going to try to shut him out a little bit. They'll try to make the move on their own instead.
Absolutely, and it looks like we definitely see Troy Thomas and Truth Hoke. You know, they're working together during that first or up until that first caution. They were able to find their way back to each other. So let's see what these 2 drivers can get going on the outside there, and see if they can make their way to the front from about 8 rows back.
They got 30 laps, or 29 laps left, so they're in their fuel window, I think. So they could come down pit road at any time. I don't see any movement towards the bottom, though. Looks like they're going to stay out here still. Now we got a lot of people on the bottom, so they may be coming soon. And they got about, what, 4 cars, 3 cars in that outside line?
Yep, that's exactly what I'm showing here as well. We've got the 3 55, 51. Now we got the 196 up there as well, and that Mountain Dew flaming, looks like a flaming Cheetos kind of sponsored car back there. But that's a Mountain Dew sponsored car back there. And he's up there getting a good push from, looks like the 37 of Carter.
Thought they were all going to sort to the bottom, but it looks like that was kind of just thrown out the window. We've got some guys up to that middle lane now. Still running, actually about a second off pace, so they're not running their fastest lap. So that could factor into how long they go on fuel.
Ruth doing everything he can get to get Thomas up through the top side there. They've made their way up to the 5th car, it seems, on the or 6th car on the inside. So they're slowly making their way towards the front, and they are continuing to climb on that outside as they come through the turn number 1 here once again.
Slowly but surely they're getting up there. I almost wonder if it was that 51 that was slowing them up, because it's not those 2 that are leading it. It's now Troy. He's got Truth behind him. Truth still has that front splitter pushed in. I think he's actually gotten damage again because he had most of that fixed. He's probably been bumping so hard that he's been just trying to get up there. Troy has Truth just stuck to his rear right now. This could be bad for Troy if he makes one wrong move, though. We got to keep that in mind.
Yeah, these two have been working so well together. And so it doesn't surprise me that they're making their way towards the front together. So these two cars, I think we're going to definitely watch these guys as we have just about 26 laps remaining in this event.
Coming to 24 to go. Yes, 24 to go in the race here. Need to see when they make their final pit stop. It's always a guessing game, it seems like, with these guys. I can never really tell when they're going to be coming down pit road. As it looks like they're going to be moving down to the bottom. It looks like here possibly. So that may be the signal for everybody to come down pit road.
Truth is out of power as he's coming out of turn number 4. Not exactly sure what happened with him. Oh, I think he blew up.
I was going to say, he does have that front end damage, so I would not be surprised if he blew up. And Troy got bit for speeding coming down pit road. Speeding on entry, it looks like, for him. He's got a black flag for it. So when does this group come down behind them? This other group needs to be clean in, clean off. They are very broken up, though, right now, so they need to get that fixed before they come down pit road.
I just went back and I want to confirm. Truth Hoke did blow his tire. And luckily for that fast repair, he will be able to get this machine back out.
They blew his tire?
I'm sorry, he blew his engine. I'm
sorry.
sorry.
I was going to say, I was confused. I was like, blew a tire? I was like, that doesn't make any sense looking at that. But as that 17 is getting all he can, flat spot him all, you might as well, dude. You're coming down pit road, take 4 tires, because he got all he could. Actually lost way too much time doing that. It's Norris, Blevins, Jackson, Bray, Benelli, and Vest. We need to see where they merge out in front of Chavez. Chavez looks like he was fuel only for him.
Yeah, he's the only one with the 9-second pit stop at the moment. So that was definitely just a possible fuel only stop for him. As you see others now pulling away to come back out on the speedway.
So they might actually not merge out very well here. We'll have to see. Yeah, I don't think their merge is going to be very good because they are going to get passed very, very quickly.
Absolutely. We're looking at Frank Chavez pushing the 97 of Andrew Teft as they come out of turn 2. And this is just about where we started having issues last time we did this, but everybody's now nice and easy coming out and single file. And it looks like that we're going to have just about the top 8 here. Yeah, top 8 when it's all said and done in this front pack. So Barry Nelson in that 196, Kirby Wainscott in the 10. They're coming through the tri-oval now, so they're going to have a lot of work to do, but with it only being just those two, the front is going to pull away from them.
23 laps left here in the race.
And there goes Andrew Taft to the outside, and that's going to push Austin Norris in that 7 to the back of this little pack here. And now they're going to run single file.
Yeah, it doesn't look like they got off too bad, though, so they did a pretty good job overall on pit road. Of course, they're going to get broken up, so we'll have some guys that are hoping for a caution here. I don't know what would have happened to some of them, though, because they were just way off. And their pits were not that bad, either. They're 41 and 42, and they're, well, I see why now. Actually, I said I didn't see, then I looked at it. These guys in front of them only had like a 30 to 40. They had 42, 41, and losing a second on pit road is a lot at a super speedway. A lot.
Yeah. You know, and locking up your tires coming down onto pit road, you'll probably be thinking like, well, they slid because they're going too fast. This, that, the other. But at the same time, you know, you lock up your brakes. You're actually going to slow down a lot more than you need to make sure you hit that, you know, pit speed, and that's where you will lose more time there as well. And I've seen quite a few cars lose or lock up their brakes coming in.
see right now what they do. I don't I don't think they'll get too racy until probably about 10 laps to go. I think that's when we'll start seeing a lot of people move out of line and start making a lot of moves. They may be a little bit close on fuel, possibly.
Yeah, depending on what they did when they came down pit road, and with only 21 laps remaining, that's still a really good question. Did they take enough? And we'll find out. And we get down towards the end here.
I think they would have taken enough. The only person I'd be worried about is Chavez, possibly. Maybe Norris. He pitted. He only had 9 seconds overall. And when they put fuel in your car, they're guessing off what you've been burning before. They can put you maybe a gallon short, something like that. But with them riding around in the back of this line, they're actually going to be stretching their fuel a little bit longer. So I'm not too worried about them with that.
Yep. Yeah, normally I tell my crew chief, give me those, 4 extra laps just in case we have a green, white checkered. Because at the end of the race, you never know what's going to happen here at these super speedways. And I don't know if they do green, white checkers. I got to go back and read the rule book. But if they do green, white checkers here, it's going to be interesting.
I think they do green, white checkers, but we've not had too many of them. You see Troy's getting out of the way for these guys. He had a black flag, which was just a mistake from him. Got in way too hot down pit road there, so don't want to ever see that if you're Troy. You're kicking yourself doing that because you're trying to get all you can, and I'm guilty of it too, but it's just so hard to not speed because you were just going as hard as possible. Tefts he's been a mainstay at this Super Speedway series. He's led a lot of laps and won a lot. I think he's won at least, I know he's won 1 race. I think he may have won 2, but he's always been competitive at these tracks for sure. Got to keep that in mind whenever we come to one of the tracks like this.
Yeah, for sure. He's definitely been very dominant. And every single thing I've seen him race, not even, with this league, but when I see him just out and about in the community doing races, he's always been very strong. So he's always definitely one to watch.
See that backpack there. We really won't pay much attention to them right now at the moment. I don't think they're going to be too much of a factor, just with how far back they are. They're more than 10 seconds back right now. So it's really the front 8 that have a chance here to win it and change up the whole complexion of the race. Now, once they get racing, that's when a lot of issues could happen. They could maybe wreck each other on complete accident, possibly. That could happen. We'll just have to find out if they do that or not.
Right.
69, 69, 69 for the front 3, 70. So we have some guys that have like 1 lap better fuel, but I really wouldn't think that. I think that they would time it to where they can go to the end on fuel with 17 to go. And right now, if you have to save fuel, start saving it now. Do not be trying to save fuel towards the end of the race. It's so hard to do it, and you're going to be losing time. It's extremely difficult to do. Just get it done early on.
Oh yeah, that's definitely for sure. It's very important, save fuel throughout a run. But if you wait till the last second to do it, it usually will not end very well.
Evans looks like he moved up to the high line for just a second, trying to get around that 38, and he's going to go all the way to the back of this, it looks like, because they did not let him back in. He's trying to get behind the 707. Looks like he'll be able to finally merge down, but he went for a pass, and it just did not work for him at all.
Yeah, even if he had Jackson and that number 14 Red Bull machine go with him, he's just too far back to be able to do anything with it. So if you're going to make a move, you're going to want to make sure that the guy that's pushing you is right on your bumper to go with you when you make the move.
They're moving around a little bit. Bonelli looks into the outside for just a second. I don't think he's going to be making a move there. The 51 still in that on that outside line, but he doesn't have the 19 close enough to him. That 19 may be able to get up to him here in a minute if he can get that 3 behind him to help, but he's not getting anything at the moment to help him here. I'm curious to see what he can do.
Yeah, this is something that second pack wants to see, is these guys fighting it out, because while these guys up front duke it out, the guys in the back with Mike Fudge and company, as long as they're single file, they can gain on these guys as we have 15 laps to go. But it all depends on, how fast and how much time they can gain each lap.
They've gained a little bit, and when I say a little bit, I mean not even a second yet. So they're gaining time. It's just not quick enough, I think. Now, once these guys get side by side, I think that will slow them down. I think it will. I don't know how much it will slow them down, but it definitely will slow them down some. Teft and Chavez still up front right now. These two just riding around. Gonna go back to the points. Chavez is in the playoffs. Teft's in the playoffs. Norris is in the playoffs. Kelly is also. That's the only guys that are in this main group up here that are playoff cars. Got to keep that in mind. They may drive a little bit differently because of that.
Oh yeah, definitely. Because as it comes down with all these points, it road battles down to, get the best finish. If you can't win, get the best finish you can.
Is 13th to go now. That back group is not losing any time. They're just maintaining where they are. So there's still a factor, just not a huge one at the moment. Coming to 12 to go, though, I do expect it to pick up a little bit more around them.
Yeah, that's what I'm expecting. That, as well as we have now 12 laps to go in this event. And for the most part, it's been pretty quiet, pretty calm. And that's just exactly what I expected from these guys. As it looks like the Chris Gosel in that 707, he was looking to try to make a run on that outside, but thought better of it and tucked back behind.
Yeah, some guys, I don't think it can hurt to take a look. Sorry, excuse me. It can't hurt to take a look, but I would be a little bit nervous about trying to take a pass, because if you make a pass, I mean, you'll only go to the back of the pack, but we'll just have to see what they do with that. I mean, if you get somebody to go with you at least, and that might work. 3 cars will be the best, though, to do that.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, even if you were to try to make a run with this pack, there's only 8 cars up here, including that lap down car of Troy Thomas. What the worst that's going to happen is you're going to fall all the way back to that 8th or to that 7th spot. So it's not necessarily a bad thing if you do fall back.
Oh, we got a caution here.
Caution.
Oh, it looks like it's around Wayne Scott. What happened?
Kirby Wayne Scott in that number 10 Racers Elite Machine, who's been very dominant all day. And this is that caution that we're worried about.
Oh, he just comes up and he nicks Nelson and gets tapped in the rear, and Nelson comes up there and he destroys the wall. And Wayne Scott actually looks like he got away with probably the least damage from that. That brings out a caution. I think everybody will stay out, but that does group up the field again. So we'll have to see what that does. I don't think anybody will come down pit road. I think they'll all stay out here. That'd be the smart. I think that'd be the smart move from them is to stay out. You know you're gonna have fuel to the end. Tires, I don't think will mean too much. They may mean something here possibly.
Yeah, definitely there. So this definitely changes everything for the remaining about 8 laps that will remain when we go back green. So that just changes everything. We went from 7 cars, getting stuck out, and now it's possible to lose, well, fall all the way back to that 16th spot now. So definitely big difference in what we have been seeing, and this is going to tighten up the field, like I said, and this is going to make everything interesting.
Who stay out? Went down pit road. Everybody. Now I do expect the guys that were in that wreck. Yeah, of course, these guys that were in the wreck, they're gonna come down pit road. That's the smart thing to do. Um, I don't know.
Yep, we
It'll be
got
interesting.
yep, we got the 7-Eleven of Trevor Fittig. He's down. Kirby Wainscott in that number 10. He's down. Steve Vest in that 06. He came down. Timothy uh,
It's Eisburn.
Yasburn, Heisburn. He's down here on pit road as well.
What?
So
What happens here? Well, I think they'll get the green with about 7 to go. But while they're doing that, we will go on mute here. we're back. And pace car is getting ready to pull in here. It will be 7 to go, or coming to 7 to go, when they take the green flag here. It's going to get hectic here towards the end for sure. I expect everybody's brain to be wrapped up and thrown out the window before it is over, as the green flag is in the air. We are back underway here.
Both lanes are pretty spread out here as they enter turn number 1, so that's not going to be very well. So it's going to be which lane is going to come up together first, and I think that's going to be our dominant line.
We'll need to see where they go.
And it looks like Frank Chavez in that number 13 is going to sneak his way right in front of Drew Teft in that number 97 machine. At first, I thought he wasn't going to clear him, but he sure got down just in time. And he will lead this pack out of turn number 4.
And that is how you can get turned very, very easily. You got to be very cautious when you're doing that.
Absolutely, and we now have cars starting to go 3 wide on that outside. And they kind of just suck themselves back in double file. I didn't mean to cut you off there. I apologize.
You're good. I was just kind of watching these guys. They're going to start. Somebody's going to make a really dumb move, and they're going to get up there too hot or too aggressively and just spin them all around, possibly.
Absolutely. We got 5 laps to go this time by. You know, it's go time. As the 37 gets up into the wall just a little bit.
I'm gonna say we've got a third lane up there, but that third lane looks like it kind of broke apart here. As everybody's gonna be talking about this Mahomes throw that I just saw. It's gonna be amazing next 5 hours. So you see 38. He's gonna try to move up a little bit. That's Jack Kelly. He's moved up in front of the 14. I don't know if the 14 is gonna be able to do anything though, but he has moved up, as he'll go actually all the way to that outside line. 38 gets a little bit of a swipe there from the 2. Kind of scares them up towards the track. These guys are about to wreck each other here in a minute on this outside line. There is a lot of movement.
Somewhere.
Yeah, there is a lot of movement happening around. This 10's trying to press his way in line, and it's just not working for him.
Yeah, as they climb the bacon once again here in 3 and 4. That outside line trying to get themselves together, but it seems like once they get up there, everything just, they can't get themselves situated cleanly in the corners, and that hurts that outside line as we now fall back double file, coming to 4 to go this time by. And we got Norris giving the 14 of Jackson a really good push in that middle lane, and so he's slowly starting to make his way towards the front here.
One thing I'd be worried about if I'm Norris is the temperature. Teft's going to try to hop out of line. Looks like he'll be able to do that. So Teft looks like he's going to try to take the lead here from Chavez, and he's got it. Does he go back down the bottom, though, is the question. Does he stay in front of the 14? Looks like he doesn't have an option to do that. Got a little bit of a bump there. Send him back down to the bottom.
Teft, he is possibly in the line that you want to be in. And as long as you've got that 13 behind you pushing, you should be good, as we got them running 3 wide coming for that second spot.
It's Wayne Scott all the way to that high line, coming to 3 to go.
We better pull our belts tight up here in the booth, because we've got 3 wide action for the lead with 3 laps to go.
Jackson will snag the lead for just a little bit here. Going to try to side draft Teft. He doesn't have Norris close enough to him to give him a shove. Chavez looks like he may be coming with one here to Teft, and he will give him a little bit of a shot. Norris going to be coming with a bump draft down the backstretch. Decides not to pull out. I thought he was going to try to tuck out and make a pass. Here's a 37 is going to jump out of line and try to make a run. See what he can do.
Don't forget that number 37. He is a lap down. So whoever he pulls with him to the front, that's who is taking over positions. But I'm not sure if he can make it work on the outside, though. Two laps remaining in this event here, as we see Andrew Teft in that number 97 on the inside Daniel Jackson in the 14 on the outside of that Red Bull machine as they come flying down the back straightaway. And we've got movement going on behind them. And here comes the 10 of Kirby Wayne Scott trying to get back to the front, getting a good push out of that 3 of Troy
Oh,
Thomas.
there
And we
goes the
got trouble
37.
on the back.
There goes the
Big
37.
contact.
Was Alan Carter. I had a feeling that was going to happen there. The 38's involved. That's Jack Kelly. I saw the 37 get loose and knew it was only a matter of time. Second time we saw, I think that's the second time we saw the 37 have some issue on that high line. No, that's net code right there.
Net code.
Yeah, it's a little bit of net code. It's very, very subtle. But about right here, it net codes just a little bit, and then he's over. He's got a really, really fast steering setup. He's got it too fast for a super speedway. He tries to save it, just overcorrects right down in front of the pack, and there's nothing that anybody can do from basically that point onwards. It's just everybody pile in there.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely a very, very unfortunate there for those guys. You know, with the 37 definitely being a lap down, it gets frustrating, but at the same time, you understand that, at the same time, it is super speedway racing.
It sucks for him. I think this will be an official green-white checkered. Yes, this will be a green-white checkered attempt here. I think they only have green-white checkers do they got?
They have 3 attempts.
I'm gonna say I didn't see it from there. I didn't check that. But we will have some guys come down pit road. These are the guys that have damage that need to come down pit road and get all that damage fixed. Because if they don't, it's just going to be way too difficult for them to be competitive at all. Carter's got a destroyed car. I think he's done for the night.
But, oh, we got one sitting sideways. He was sitting sideways on the pits.
Yeah, but while these guys go and wait for the green, we will go on mute again here before they get the green-white checkered. As pace car pulls off here, they are getting ready to take the green flag. Danny Jackson and Andrew Teff, the front row here, going to be entering the Geico restart zone here. Green-white checkered attempt number 1. As the green flag is in the air, we are back underway here. Norris all over the bumper of Jackson here to get him started. But Teff's going to try to power out on that outside by himself. He doesn't have any help at all. Here comes the 13 of Chavez, though. Does Chavez decide to shove him is the question. Will he go against that, possibly?
If Chavez even wants any possibility to win this race, he's going to have to stay right on that back bumper as they do go 3 wide here on the back straightaway. And we're going to see what the 10 can do on that outside lane.
That 13, though, has shoved the 97 to a lead. He's going to hop down right to the bottom in front of Jackson. Chavez in the middle, Goxel in the middle also, but he's fallen back behind. It might be between the 14 and the 7 whenever they move out. That could be a pretty big factor on that. When did they make a move? There he goes.
There he goes. Onto the outside. Daniel Jackson looking to the outside of Andrew Teff, and Teff now falls back to that 4th spot.
See if Teff can mount a run here. He might be boxed in, though, with Truth on his outside, so it might be between the 7 of Austin Norris and the 14 of Danny Jackson. Who makes the move to go up out there now? Norris.
Looks like Teff was the first one to go, but the 7 of Norris went up with him, and that opens up the door for Jackson on the inside as they headed to turn 3 for the final time.
Coming out of 4 here, wrecked behind. They're going to stay green, though. Danny Jackson, Austin Norris is going to be between these 2 drivers. Who can shove harder? Will Teff to move out and try to take the lead from him? He's giving him a little bit of a look. Norris, though, getting a shove from Teff. Will it be through the tribal? Teff going to try to shoot the middle. Going to be closed the door, though. Through the tribal, down to the line. It is going to be Austin Norris who takes home the win. Chris Goxel comes home 3rd, Teff 2nd.
That was an awesome finish coming down to the start-finish line here at Talladega Super Speedway for this Racers Elite race. And very unfortunate for those who were involved.
I'll watch Norris burn it down, though, but there was a wreck coming through the tribal. It seems like once a Teff shot the middle and it was kind of shut on him, that nothing really opened up from that point onwards, and the guys were trying to make something out of nothing there.
Absolutely, and that's one of the biggest things here with super speedway racing is, you know, that there's a chance, and if you make a move a little too late, which we did see here near the end, at that point it was just, you know, bad luck all around.
The Morgantown, Kentucky driver. See what he does for a burnout here. Hilltoppers. Looks like he's not going to do a burnout. He's just going to pull it to the side here. So we'll bring up the race finish here and bring in the top 3 drivers. And Chris Goxel is who we will bring in first. If I can grab him in the free use channel. Hey, Chris, this is Mike and Bryce in the booth. Got a copy, man? See if he's here or not. Might not be here. Hey, Chris, you got a copy? We'll bring in Teff instead here. Give him a little bit of time. So Misfits, we need to go down to. Hey, Teff, this is Bryce and Mike in the booth. You got a copy, man?
Yeah, I got you.
And so you followed just a little bit short there. Had a really good run overall, though. You know, what was going through your head really that last lap, especially coming to the tribal? Because you made a move and it just didn't work out there.
I wanted to push Austin far enough ahead that I could clear myself off of the 14 and make a move down low or up high, depending on what the 7 did. But when I about got clear, the 14 moved up a little bit, and I really couldn't get anywhere clear there. So just wound up really pushing the crap out of the 7 there, and it worked out pretty good for both of us. Can't win them all.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, you made a move and it just didn't work. I mean, they kind of shut the door, and then whatever happened happened from that point on. But how was the race overall though? Because it seemed like you did pretty good.
Yeah, I was just trying to be patient as usual and kind of make my passes in the pit cycles, and got really lucky with one of the yellows. It came out like just as I was getting up to speed off pit road, and while I was still in the lead, just about to get passed by everybody. So that really helped kind of change my race a whole bunch. It was sort of tough to navigate to the front anyway. The top really needed a lot of commitment, and as soon as a couple guys would get clear up front, they'd pull down, which they should, and you kind of have to start all over again. So, with everybody kind of going at it there at the end, I think the top was working a little bit better, but yeah, just it's kind of tough to pass. I don't know if it's the temperature, weather, or what, but the bottom was the place to be if you were out front.
Hold on, Hero. So, this is the first race of the playoffs. How does this set the tone for you for the rest of the playoffs?
It's a pretty good start. It's probably a worst case scenario besides me wrecking points wise, because Austin was right behind me, so I think he'll probably be ahead of me by a couple points now, but still got 3 to go, so I'm not sure what track car combinations we got coming up, but never know what's going to happen with these things. So just grateful for the second place finish and that there wasn't total chaos at the end there.
All right, man. Well, before I let you go, is there anybody you want to thank, any sponsors you want to shout out that may have been watching the stream here tonight?
Yeah, I want to thank Admin Box. Fish over at Admin Box hooked me up with a new model of their Admin Box. I feel like I'm saying that a lot, but the new model is the 4.0, so highly recommend checking that out. You can just head on over to adminbox.com. It's admin, the word admin, and then box with 2 X's.com. You can find their products, their store information, the whole 9 yards. I want to thank our servicemen and women, friends, family, team. I want to congratulate Corey on the birth of his child yesterday, and yeah, just everybody that tunes in to watch. And if you don't mind doing us a favor, hit that subscribe button on our YouTube channel homepage. We're trying to get to 1,000 now, so everybody helps, and it's free. Just got to push one button. And if you're interested in checking us out, you can find all of our info at racerselite.com. And congratulations, Austin.
All right, man. Well, I'll let you go. Good job coming home second tonight, man.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
It's Andrew Teff, the second place driver. We're going to try to bring in the third place driver again. Hey, Chris, this is Mike and Bryce in the booth. Got a copy? Either you may have Mike.
Yeah, this is Chris.
Oh, yeah, there you are. I was going to say, I brought you in earlier. You may have been having mic issues, but you finished third. How did the race go for you overall, though, man?
The race was really intense. It was a smooth race. Still had one fast repair in the tank. Took one set of tires and just cruised around in the back and waited for the moment.
So what was going through your head really through the travel more than anything else? Because that's where it got hectic. That's where we saw at least kind of 2 wrecks happen there at the end of it. And you were riding around, looks like probably around 9th or probably around 8th or 9th, and you were able to come home third.
Surprisingly, everybody moved out of my way. Never usually happens like that, but this time everybody moved out of my way. I didn't get tagged, and I just drove straight through.
Hey, so you are not in the playoffs, correct? I think. Let me see. I actually need to check that. I can't remember off the top of my head.
No, I think I missed a race.
Yeah, so, I mean, you didn't make the playoffs, but it's still a good finish. So, how has the whole season in this league gone for you so far?
Oh, I love it. It's gone pretty well. Everybody's driving safely and not too much carnage. My last race wasn't too good, but everybody's been driving on their best behavior. It's been fun.
All right, man. Well, before I let you go, is there anybody you want to thank, any sponsors you want to shout out that may have been watching the stream here tonight?
The only sponsor I have is myself.
All All right, man. Well, we'll let you go. Good job coming home third tonight, though, man.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you for putting on the good show.
That was Chris Goxel. We will bring in the race winner in Austin Norris. Hey, Austin, this is Bryson, Mike in the booth. You got a coffee, man?
Yes, sir, buddy. What's up?
So you come home with the win there, gets crazy towards the tri-oval. What was going through your head really that last lap? Because we knew Tef was going to make a move. It was just when he would make it, and could he be held off there?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, the whole plan was to, we had decided because, of course, Danny's a teammate, so is Steven. So the whole plan was to push Danny to his first win, and then I seen Andrew get that run on the last lap, so I went up to block him, and we ended up having more of a run than the bottom did. So I was already in it for the win, so I just stuck it out. But yeah, and I mean, then they wrecked behind us coming through the tri-oval, so it was just kind of keep your foot in and hope you can keep it straight.
Yeah, it was definitely hectic there towards the end, but you qualified on the pole. How did the whole race go for you overall, though? Because it seemed like you were pretty competitive the whole entire night.
Oh yeah, I mean, so I got the pole, and with these races, you never know if we're gonna have, 15 cautions or three. So, I mean, I feel like most of the race is, trying to fuel save as much as you can without losing the draft. So, took the pole, decided to run around that third, fifth area just to kind of, save as much fuel as I can. And then, of course, cautions went in our favor. And coming there at the end, I noticed I pulled the broadcast up at the end, and you talking about me just sitting there on the stripe. I literally came back to the finish line on empty. The car was sputtering coming out of four.
I was gonna say I had a feeling that y'all would be pretty good on fuel, but I didn't account for that green-white checkered, which kind of threw a wrench in that calculation. But you are in the playoffs, so how does this set the tone for the rest of the playoffs for you, knowing that you come home with the win on the first race?
Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, I know me and Andrew were separated by 3 or 4 points. I was second behind him. I haven't got to look at the points update yet, but I mean, I feel like this might give me the lead. That's what me and him were just talking about. So I mean, it's always nice to be leading, the points after the first playoffs. But I mean, there still is, quite a bit more racing to do. So it really doesn't solidify anything.
Yeah, it playoffs are playoffs. Anything can happen in them, but it definitely has to it has to feel good to at least get a win this early. But before I let you go, is there anybody you want to thank? Any sponsors you want to shout out that may have been watching the stream here tonight?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, of course, I want to thank my teammates Danny and Steven. Without them staying on pit strategy with me, we wouldn't have brought it home anyways. Like I said, I wanted Danny to get the win, but it sucks, that he wasn't able to. Sky Motorsports still finished pretty good. Want to thank my wife for putting up with me doing this as much as I do, and of course, want to thank all the friends and family that tuned in tonight and watched the stream.
All right, man. Well, I will let you go. Good job coming home with the win tonight, man.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it.
It's Austin Norris, the race winner. I will go over the top 10. Austin Norris first, Andrew Teff second, third, Chris Goxel fourth, Danny Jackson fifth, Jack Kelly sixth, Cody Bonelli seventh, Frank Chavez eighth, Brent Bray ninth, Troy Thomas, and 10th was Steve Vest. I'll pan through the rest of the order there just so y'all can see who was in the race. But how was it from your point of view, Mike? Because it seemed like it got a little bit stagnant there towards the end, and that caution threw a wrench in everybody's plan, especially on fuel there. I didn't know they were that close.
Oh, absolutely. Everything that I expected to see today, I expected. Um, I didn't really enjoy it much. Just I'm sure, like our viewers at home, how after that, after pit stops, they get somewhat spread out, and that kind of like it throws a wrench into the whole strategy deal. Um, but I mean, obviously, you don't like to see that. But once that caution came out and bunched everybody back up, that's when the real racing started, and it just blew my mind that these guys were able to keep it straight, running three wide the way they did. You don't really see that very often, and these guys did a phenomenal job with that. Obviously, we saw carnage there on the last lap, which is expected here at super speedways, so it doesn't surprise me at all. But it was some really good racing all the way up until then, and see who was able to drive through like the 707. He was able to drive through the carnage in the tri-oval to come up to a top three. So a lot of good racing. Enjoyed it, and looking forward to more.
Yeah, it was a good race for sure. I will not. I don't think they're hosting a race on Saturday. They may be. I'm not completely sure. But next time you'll see me will be next Friday. I'm not sure. Probably be at Daytona if I had. Actually, no. Maybe Daytona or Atlanta. One of the two. But I'm not going to keep y'all here any longer. I will let you all go.